Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching at 9 p.m. Pacific. I will appear on. It's my honor and it's my privilege to appear on the Unity for Julian Assange live stream that's going on for like 24 hours. First, thank you, Tamara Friedman. Right before the end of the last live stream, super chat, and right before this live stream, super chat. Thank you so much, Tamara, for your continued support. Let's get this party started. And thank you again, everyone, for watching. Definitely tune in for the Free Julian, the Unity for Julian Assange live stream. I'm very, very honored and privileged. This is my third time there, and well, third different online vigil for Julian Assange. So again, thank you so much, Tamara Friedman. Thank you so much for your support and always for your kind words. And definitely, everyone check out Julian Assange Free Unity for Julian. And it's going to start at 9 p.m. Pacific. So I will end this a little bit shorter, right before 9 p.m. But if you didn't get a notification, go ahead and tweet out this link or share it on Facebook. Let people know. I wanted to do another segment before the live stream, and I'll just read you. Giuliani implies Trump not unlikely to sit for Mueller interviews. So what's taken place, here's just a quick recap. How do I explain this? There's a cult called the Democratic Party. And this cult is basically has convinced itself that Trump worked with Russia. They don't have evidence, but they just know that James Clapper and John Brennan and James Comey were telling the truth. How do they know? They know that these already dishonest people who hate Trump were telling the truth because there has been no evidence presented since 2015 when they started spying on Trump. So I will read you this. Hello, Texas. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Eric. Always. Giuliani, Trump won't sit down for a Mueller interview without a fight. This is New York Magazine. Oh, my goodness. What? In an interview with the New York Times, Rudy Giuliani, who has not kept up his previously breakneck pace of committing gaffes lately, well, I don't know about that, but of course, they don't like anything to do with Trump, says that President Trump will not agree to be interviewed by special counsel Robert Mueller unless Mueller proves the president has committed a crime and that his cooperation is essential to solving that crime. That's great. And then it says, how reasonable? Well, yes, that's reasonable. If they can come to us and show us the basis and that it's legitimate, and that they have uncovered something, we can go from there and assess their objectivity. Giuliani said Mueller wants to investigate Trump about incidents that formed the backbone of his investigation. Incidents that formed the backbone of his investigation? If they have nothing directly to do with Trump, if Trump wasn't at these locations, if there's no record of Trump saying, hey, why don't you hack the DNC servers? Wants to question Trump about incidents that form the backbone of his investigation, then he should question and find information from the people who were a part of those incidents. Collusion between Trump administration and Russia. These include his decision to fire FBI James Comey. We just found out. We just found out from the IG that Comey deserved to be fired. So we have 122 people. A little over 3 minutes. So what? He got the Mueller probe after firing Comey. And the Office of Professional Responsibility is investigating Comey because he was the FBI director, not the Attorney General. Then Comey said, oh, I couldn't tell the Attorney General because there's some top secret issue she has with Debbie Wasserman Schultz that even the IG couldn't find out. Then he's like, oh, well, I didn't trust Loretta Lynch, so I went ahead and I decided unilaterally to exonerate Clinton. This wasn't his job, nor was it even logical to do so. Then his Comey memos are classified. 4 of 7 were classified. You don't go ahead and tattletale. This is not whistleblowing. This is, oh my God, he's orange. I don't like his hair. Oh my God, he told me to be, not go too hard on Flynn. Well, Flynn didn't do anything wrong. We know Peter Strzok interviewed Flynn. Peter Strzok said he wanted to stop Trump. Why do they even have a Mueller probe? If you have Strzok saying he wants to stop Trump, Trump's a menace. We can't take the risk of Trump becoming president. And you have James Comey. He's like, well, Clinton didn't really intentionally commit crimes. Oh, but we're going to go ahead and allow her to purchase the Steele dossier and then use it as evidence. And then BuzzFeed's suing the DNC because there's no evidence to corroborate the Steele dossier. It's all a bunch of nonsense. And then when they're confronted with, hey, wait a second, William D. Campbell, an FBI informant, an actual FBI informant, like legitimate, not, Steele dossier stuff, said to numerous committees, yes, the Russians were bragging about their influence when they funneled money into the Clinton Foundation. Cash flowed to the Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. Oh, well, where's the evidence? Well, the cash flowed. Well, that doesn't prove anything. Well, wait a second. What is Rick Gates, what is Manafort's dealings 10 years ago prove regarding anything? So they're completely duplicitous, disingenuous. They're a bunch of hypocritical liars, but let's continue. The false statement he dictated about a pre-election meeting at Trump Tower. What pre-election meeting? Who cares? The Trump Tower meeting had nothing to do with Russian hacking, nothing to do with anything. It was Clinton's emails. She had an unencrypted private server. Paul Clank, 122 people, congrats. The farm animals, the farm animals are on their way. Yes. It ain't a party without the farm animals. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul Clank. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. But to get a sit down with the subject of his investigation, no, Trump is not the target. Clinton was the target, and apparently wasn't the subject, or was the subject. Trump is not the subject of any investigation because there's nothing. He hasn't committed a crime. They're investigating a phantom, like in their imagination. And when they lose miserably in Congress, and then when they lose in 2020, we'll have to deal with their temper tantrum every day for the next, till 2020. They won't admit, when they lose Congress, they won't admit that, oh, well, by the way, oh, okay, Monica Romano, I will go ahead and check that. I didn't know if... I'll check his tweet. John Brennan tweeted. But to get a sit down, the Trump team hopes to force Mueller to leap over several hurdles. No. The president's lawyer wants Mr. Mueller. President's lawyers want Mr. Mueller to explain how the Justice Department gave him the authority to investigate possible obstruction of justice by the president in what began as a counterintelligence investigation into Russia's election meddling that was fostered by news reports pertaining to leaks of the leaks within the FBI, because the FBI was basically embedded in media. They went drinking together. They went to golf outings. They got tickets to sporting events. It's so obvious. Nobody is fooled. Nobody is fooled. Nobody's fooled by this. But they're like, oh, intrigue. Oh, intrigue. Look at this. Well, let's see what happens next. Like, we know what's going on. Clinton lost $1.2 billion. She's a criminal. She got away with her crimes because Comey covered it up. Strzok was never going to go ahead and do anything possible to explain how she transferred top secret and special access program intelligence from Cybernet, JWICs, and SCIFs. The whole thing was about the handling of classified intelligence, and they didn't even investigate how it was handled. The lawyers also want evidence the special counsel exhausted every other investigative measure before asking the president to answer questions, and that he is the only person who could provide them with the information they are seeking. Giuliani said he knows Mueller was unlikely to agree these stringent demands. He also knows that Mueller may end up subpoenaing the president. Well, yeah, good luck. You better hope you win Congress, which you won't because of the hashtag walk away. Go ahead and subpoena the president. See what happens. See what happens. It'll be struck down. in a hole, and you'll get even more people angry and frustrated and livid and just indignant of what you're doing. People don't hate Trump the way the average Democratic voter does. I would say not even the average. The loyal, brainwashed Democratic voter. Even the ones who say, well, I don't like Clinton, you know. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Voted for Iraq. Didn't mind that, I guess. The Trump team's combativeness is less a legal strategy than an attempt to paint Mueller as unreasonable, which he is. He's investigating a crime that's never happened as part of a larger effort to discredit him. Yes, he should be discredited. I love when people say, like, oh, they're trying to undermine Mueller. Good. Yes, undermine. Good. Mueller is not part of the Constitution. Doesn't say we have to go ahead and have Robert Mueller investigate the confidence level and moderate confidence assessment of the NSA. Russia never hacked the DNC, and Russia didn't influence not even one vote. Buff Bernie coloring books didn't influence anyone. People voted for Bernie because they hated Hillary. People voted for Trump because they hated Clinton. People voted for anyone else because they hated Clinton. Jill Stein hated Clinton. Lots of people didn't like Clinton. In 2015, I was saying she was going to lose. Yellow cake uranium was shipped out of the country under Mueller. Tell me again. And then he was part of putting innocent people in jail. Meanwhile, Giuliani frequently labeled the former FBI director as partisan. No, everyone under him was partisan. And obviously he was partisan. He didn't care that top secret special access program intelligence was outside the U.S. government. This strategy has already borne some fruit. The poll numbers show that the longer Mueller investigation continues, the more Americans want to see it end. Yeah, the number of people who say the Mueller investigation should continue is shrinking. Fantastic. This is the Washington Post. Nobody cares. It's stupid. It's a stupid, dumb investigation conducted by stupid, dumb people. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Everybody knows that it's a bunch of lies. Everybody knows it's a cover-up. Everyone knows this. You're not fooling anyone, Democrats. You are not fooling anyone. They're like, well, Rachel Maddow, she's like, this is really this is blowing up, this is mushrooming. No, it's not. No, it's not. We know that Russia didn't hack the DNC. It's a bunch of nonsense. Why? Because the DNC never gave its service to the FBI. Well, okay. And they outsourced CrowdStrike, which said, oh yeah, by the way, we agree with you. Give us more money. You wouldn't allow TrumpStrike to look at the RNC servers. Let's see the ridiculous midterm polls, which again will destroy the polling industry. Still 7.2, although The Economist has Democrats +4. Meanwhile, like, Quinnipiac, Harvard, all these people hate Trump. They hate Trump. CNN, 8 points, 9 points. Monmouth University, 9, 8, 10. Quinnipiac, CNN, you had 10, 9. Yeah, well, you're asking people who hate Trump. Maybe that's why. Did you ask #walkaway people? Did you ask people who voted last election? Because that's not going to be enough. You need new people to come out and vote for Democrats. You need a big blue wave, which is down the toilet now. I was on record as saying the House will not go blue, and it won't. At this 2015, I said Hillary will not win, and everybody said, oh, you're crazy. She didn't win. Then they say it's Russia. And right when that happened, I was like, it can't be real. It can't be. And then people really took it seriously. I said it was ridiculous from the start. They will not get the House back. They will not get the Senate, and they will find a way to spin it. If they get 20 seats, they won't get the 22 or 23 needed. They'll say, oh my God, this was a great victory. We can now impeach Trump easier now. You still don't own Congress. And if everybody votes a party line, you're still not going to get what you want. Then the thing will be, oh, well, we can flip 5 or 6 Republicans. They'll never admit defeat. It's like the guy from the Monty Python movie, Life of Brian, I think. It's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. The guy gets his arms chopped off, his leg chopped off, that he's about to go for the head with this big broadsword. Like, just a flesh wound. You can't stop me. They don't understand. They don't even know what losing is. How do you expect them to not like continue with this madness? They don't even know what losing is. Holy Grail. That's right. Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Yes, Mr. Conservative. Thank you. 'Tis but a scratch. 300 people, 15 minutes in. This makes it sound like Trump had been perfectly content with the investigation before the critical breaking point. In reality, the president wanted to get rid of Mueller. Yeah, any president would. The change in posture instead mirrors the Trump administration's evolution in many other areas, from the Iran deal to incipient trade wars. Oh, yet the economy is still good. With Trump on the attack against the investigation and Mueller and his team resolute, quiet, the battle for public opinion has been a one-sided affair, but it won't stay that way for long. With all due respect to the author, it absolutely will continue to slide from Mueller. He doesn't ever speak. The guy is just a stoic buffoon who is very similar to the buffoon James Comey, who is a loudmouth and a blabbermouth and can't stop from gossiping. He's a giant yenta, which is Jewish for a person who gossips, actually Jewish for a woman who gossips, but it works for a man too. Comey, the giant yenta. It's a Yiddish word for like a woman who gossips. So this is a brilliantly written article. And by the way, to get a subpoena, you have to get a judge to issue the subpoena. On what, what grounds? No profanity. On what profanity alert grounds? You're not going to get it from any committee in Congress. So on what grounds? Or you'll have okay, maybe not. You won't have to have a judge issue the subpoena, but you're going to have the whether or not it's constitutional, the constitutionality of a subpoena of the president. On what basis? Then you go ahead and you have to prove the NSA's moderate confidence level. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Go and subpoena Trump. It'll be the downfall, the political expedited downfall of the Democratic Party. It'll be like when the Democrats sued, the DNC sued WikiLeaks, Russia, Trump, the Tooth Fairy, the Loch Ness Monster, Snoopy, Rainbow Bright, Thundercats, and G.I. Joe. It's like when they sued all of them. And the judge, by the way, just tossed out the stupid DNC lawsuit. The DNC lawsuit against whatchamacallit, Trump and WikiLeaks in Russia. So there's like, it's just hilarious. So he's not going to ever sit with Mueller. Of course, when Trump says, yeah, there's no problem, I'll sit with Mueller, he's not going to see, he never wants to sit with Mueller. Mueller is only there to ruin people's lives. to destroy people's lives as political retribution for Clinton losing, as political retribution for the entire monstrosity of the Democratic Party just going up in flames in a dumpster. He's only there to hurt and to ruin people's lives. That's it. And when Bill Maher's like, yeah, I do think he worked with Russia. Then Ben Shapiro said, well, you think really Trump did? He's like, well, no, but people around him. And then like, how come there's so many meetings with Russia? Bill Clinton met with Putin during the uranium deal. You think that has something to do with uranium? No, that's a conspiracy theory. Well, that was in Newsweek, actually. The New York Times, cash flow to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. Why would they care so much if Trump was president? Simply because he has a different foreign policy? Well, guess what? Obama was the favored choice of Putin compared to McCain. There are Guardian articles saying that he didn't want, Putin did not want McCain, obviously. Bible or traditions must show probable cause that a crime was committed, and then probable cause the president perpetrated the alleged crime. Exactly. Bible or traditions, thank you. It's perfectly stated. Perfectly stated. Perfectly stated. What crime did he commit? Winning. Joseph Arbelko, Mueller must cut this tree with a herring. Okay, Joseph Arbuckle. Thank you. Mueller must cut this tree with a herring. Thank you, Joseph. Bible or traditions, you're 100% right. What did he do aside from win? And I already showed you the Al Smith dinner. Don't get me started with the Al Smith dinner. Don't get me started. If you think that Clinton is not going to get charged with a crime, any crime she's committed, here you go. Hold on. All right. So if you think that a lot of what I say is hyperbole, Gabbers, join late after HA After Dark, please. You know what? I'm not sure about HA After Dark tonight. We'll see. I'm going to try to, but there will be an HA After Dark tomorrow evening. This is kind of like an HA pre-After Dark because I have a 9 o'clock. I'm going to do an hour at the Unity for Julian. It's a big honor for me. Huge honor for me. Gabbers, thank you. Gabbers, thank you as always. Bible or tradition, thank you. Traditions, thank you as always. Yeah, probable cause of a crime. Go ahead. Do it. Everything they do doesn't work out anyway. So this is hilarious. This is before the election.
Yes, you didn't send her invitation by email. Or she couldn't remember 39. Is it okay? Cardinal, please speak to her.
So everyone that is there at this Al Smith dinner, every single major giant player in New York was there. Almost all of them were beholden to Hillary. We have almost 400 people in a little over 20 minutes. Almost every person beholden to Hillary. And Trump, and I know that I've done this before, but you have to, this is one reason he will never speak to Mueller. You have to, this is really important. You have to listen to this.
I'd like to address an important religious matter. The issue of going to confession, or as Hillary calls it, the 4th of July weekend with FBI Director Comey. Now
so they're laughing, but now he eventually gets nasty, really nasty. Really nasty. And here's Trump. If you think that, I'm hardcore or I'm like, laser focused, watch this.
Told Hillary went to confession before tonight's event. But the priest was having a hard time when he asked her about her sins. And she said she couldn't remember 39 times. Yeah. Hillary is so corrupt. She got kicked off.
You should see this guy's face behind him. I have no idea who these two people are. One guy is has this Count Dracula medallion, and the other guy, oh my God, his eyes just exploded in shock. Mark Skog, brother H.A. tosses the DS into the Hillary ambivan again. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark Skog. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Mr. T, thank you. Thank you, Mark Skog. Thank you. So check it out. So he goes, Hillary's so corrupt, and oh my God. Even Maria Bartiromo, you have to go ahead. I have to find who are these people behind. Maybe it says here. Hold on. And this is more than, ladies and gentlemen, this is more than just Gerald Odom. Gerald Odom, thank you. Thank you, Gerald Odom. I totally agree Trump will never testify with Mueller. Much too smart. Absolutely, Gerald. Gerald Odom, thank you. Thank you, Gerald Odom. And Trump, I knew when he was saying, oh, yeah, I really want to talk to Mueller. Well, what's he going to say? He can't say that, no way, I'm never speaking to Mueller. Mueller has yet to produce any evidence. The longer it goes, the more people are like, who cares about this? This is stupid. Also, it's a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Mark. Gerald Odom, you're 100% right. But also, what is Mueller going to ask? Well, did you know anyone who hacked the DNC? The whole thing is DNC. The DNC was hacked to let people know that Bernie was being cheated by Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Okay, the Russians knew this, so I guess so. Paul Clank, signed in Mueller's office, 470 days of evidence-free. Paul Clank is awesome. Signed in Mueller's office, 470 days of evidence-free at this workplace. Yeah. They're very proud of it, probably. 420 days. Yes, every day is evidence-free. But Gerald Odom, you're 100% right, because why go ahead and interview when you have zero to do with a crime that's never even been committed? The NSA is moderately confident all of this happened, and then the Senate was like, we are 100% sure. We are 100% certain. Well, what are you... About what, Senate? U.S. Senate? What? We're 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000% certain that the NSA is only moderately confident. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm certain that they said that also. What do you want, a cookie? You want a medal? Like Don Rickles? What are you so happy about that the Senate's like, we just, we found out that, we really looked into it, and we also agree that, of the moderately confident assessment. Congrats. You've done nothing. You haven't helped anyone. So Gerald Odom, you're 100% right. He's too smart for it. He knows. And listen to this. So this is so funny. If you watch this Al Smith dinner, this is a global news version. Full monologue, Donald Trump roasts Hillary at Al Smith charity event. The two guys behind him are like, oh my God, they probably own 20, 30 city blocks, but Trump has more wealth. The guy runs the show there. This is the most powerful people in the whole country. And the guy behind him is like, oh my God.
Hillary is so corrupt. She got kicked off the Watergate Commission. How corrupt you have to be to get kicked off the Watergate Commission? Pretty corrupt. Hillary is and has been.
And Hillary Clinton is smiling like a psychopath. I'm not joking. It's a scary smile. It's like, oh, I'm going to cut you. Bible or traditions, thank you. The judge will order the search warrant. It was search arrest warrant based on submitted material by law enforcement agency. It's a felony to submit false evidence to a judge or court to obtain a warrant. Wow. This is why the FISA investigation is so important. Wow. So there you go. All the evidence that they could submit for subpoena is, you know, all the evidence that they could submit has been doctored, is gossip, is Steele dossier. It's nothing. That's wow. That's great. The judge will order search arrest warrant based on submitted material by law enforcement agency. It is a felony to submit false evidence. Well, then Andrew McCabe, James Comey, Peter Strzok, done, politically and bureaucratically. When this all goes down, you and I will have first row seats. Popcorn. And it's already happening. They've tried to spin, like they're too stupid to realize, like, see, Michael Horowitz said there was no bias. Hey, he said that everyone involved in the decision-making was biased and decision-making to give to the prosecutors who didn't get any evidence of criminal intent because there was no evidence provided. They still don't know how Brian Pagliano apparently transferred all the information. They don't know where his emails are. They don't know about Cheryl Mills knowing about the server long before all of, in March of 2015. And she got immunity because she said, oh, I'm Clinton's lawyer. I didn't know until everyone else knew. No, I wrote a Daily Caller article about that. She knew. They gave immunity to everyone. They didn't make anyone flip and sing that you don't even have to. She had thousands of classified emails on her laptop, on her outside server. But then even then, let's say, oh, she didn't mean to. Sorry, Wiener's laptop, classified material there. That's game over for Clinton right there. Then she wiped the server. Then she kept the servers in the basement. Anyway, she's laughing like, oh my God, she's just like, it's like hardcore. Like, oh, she's just ruthless. Like she doesn't, like people who don't have any shame because they're like in their minds, like, I'll get you. And she's kind of like not laughing, but at the same time, she's laughing, but at the same time, like, angry, smoldering inside.
Been in politics since the 70s. What's her pitch? The economy is busted. The government's corrupt. Washington is failing. Vote for me. I've been working on these problems for 30 years. I can fix it, she says. I wasn't really sure if Hillary was going to be here tonight because I guess you didn't send her invitation by email. Or maybe you did and she just found out about it through the wonder of WikiLeaks.
So I'll be, ladies and gentlemen, I'll send you the link right before, but in about less than 20 minutes, I'll get ready for the live stream, and I'm very honored to be there. And I'll get you the link, Unity for Julian. I'm very, very honored to be there. But so he mentions WikiLeaks, and he loves WikiLeaks.
We've learned so much from WikiLeaks. For example, Hillary believes that it's vital to deceive the people by having one public policy and a totally different policy in private.
It's okay. Great. He doesn't care. Look what he says.
Know who they're angry at, Hillary. You're right.
And this is like nobody can say anything. Even Bloomberg's like, oh, I just don't know. Every single person that's beholden to Hillary in one way, shape, or form knows Trump, is beholden to Trump, or like respects Trump's power or wealth. This is a charity event for a noble cause, but it's a charity event with of people who are just supremely influential, wealthy, connected, you know, kind of like just, you know, the top of the top in New York in terms of economics, in terms of political influence.
For example, here she is tonight in public, pretending not to hate Catholics.
Samson, yeah. So can you believe that? Look.
Now, if someone...
So here, and everyone, you should see the two guys behind Trump. It's hilarious. Look what he's, I can't believe he got away with it. Well, he got away with it because he runs the show, but.
And I wasn't really sure if Hillary was going to be here tonight, because I guess you didn't send her invitation by email. Or maybe you did, and she just found out about it through the wonder of WikiLeaks. We've learned so much from WikiLeaks. For example, Hillary believes that it's vital to deceive the people by having one public policy and a totally different policy in private. That's okay. I don't know who they're angry at, Hillary. You're right. For example, here she is tonight in public, pretending not to hate Catholics.
What?
Now, if some of you haven't noticed, Hillary isn't laughing as much as the rest of us. That's because she knows the jokes. And all of the jokes were given to her in advance of the dinner by Donna Brazil.
So, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, everything that I focus on, Trump focuses on, or whatever, like everything that I've spoken about, written about during that time period, Trump focuses on, and even Donna Brazil. It was awkward, Lori, beyond belief. It was not just awkward. It was, well, I mean, I'm sure there's like in the Bible or like, you know, in literature, he's there and he's pulling the curtain and he's just exposing the queen, or exposing the monarch or whatever. And the entire court is there, and nobody can say anything. Nobody can do anything. Everyone's powerless to Trump's like barrage of just mostly reality. They're just the level of it's personal between them now. This is personal. This is not like, oh, well, Trump's going to let it slide eventually, and this is what happens. He has to go through all of this. No, she committed crimes. He didn't. He's getting more hit. He's getting more heat for not committing crimes than she did for actually committing crimes. People around him are suffering more for a crime that nobody can prove took place than people around Hillary for crimes that did take place. And how do I know she's going to get indicted? Every person who covered for her, James Comey will flip, McCabe will flip, Strzok will flip, Lisa Page, LaSalle Moyer, Kleinsmith, Agent One, all of them. Because when the Office of Professional Responsibility, which is what Christopher Wray stated, if they used bureaucracy to hurt others, bureaucracy will then be used upon them because they twisted and they lied and they went ahead and just, you know, fabricated evidence and covered up crimes. It's pretty easy to realize that they're all really done for and exposed. Why? Because Peter Strzok documented everything. See, Comey is being investigated for leaking classified intelligence. The ones were not investigated for the server breaches. They were not. So when people were like, oh my God, you know, oh my God, you know, look what happens to the all ones. Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, they were not investigated for this. They were not investigated for this. The Awans were not investigated for removing classified intelligence. That's James Comey. The Awans were not investigated by the Office of Professional Responsibility for writing text messages to their lovers. That's Peter Strzok stating we're going to stop Trump. That's Peter Strzok. They are being investigated for their crimes, Comey and McCabe and all of them. McCabe lied under oath twice and lied 4 times total. He got fired. He has a criminal referral out for the leaking information. Specific crimes they committed are linked to specific bureaucratic investigations or, you know, and then eventually will lead to criminal counts or charges. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nosigal J, the audience is owned by Clinton. They're looking for their pitchforks thinking, wait, we hire illegals for this kind of thing. Is that Nosigal J? Yeah. Well, the audience, let's put it this way. Democrats, beholden to Democrats, and couldn't stop Trump. Couldn't stop Trump. We're powerless to tell Trump to stop. Oh my goodness. Then he won. Could you imagine? Let me go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Telling Susie Dawson I will be ready. Susie Dawson is a brilliant journalist. Elizabeth Voss is a brilliant journalist. They're Nosigal J, you're 100% right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and
they are. We should have people like Heather Nauert at the.
So here it is. Here it is. Let me know if you got that, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. There's the link. There's the link. Here's another link to it. It will be on my (9 p.m. Pacific). Unity. So it reminds me of Dave Chappelle. I can't wait to do this, and it's my 3rd time. I'm so honored. Julian Assange is a true hero. Ladies and gentlemen, at 9 p.m., I will be on live. Please go ahead and watch. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your kind words. Please watch the vigil. 500 people. I'll be on just in a couple of minutes. Metalhead! I like seeing TYT's collection of heads explode, HA. Is that wrong? If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. Metalhead, you're awesome. The best will be, and Metalhead just got this in my brain. The best will be when everyone turns and becomes us. When everyone pretends that they were doing what we're doing. Oh yeah, you know, I knew Mueller was. Oh yeah, you know, we were always supporting Julian Assange. Oh yeah, you know what, Trump isn't that bad. We know where everyone was at. Metalhead, thank you. Everyone, thank you. Please tune in. Please tune in a couple of minutes to the link Unity for Julian. All 500 people, let's rock this. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a great evening. In a couple of minutes, Unity for Julian. Very honored to be there. Thank you.